Soccer season hits full stride here on Pittsburgh's historic South Side. Welcome to Highmark Stadium and the USL Championship returning to ESPN Plus this evening with Ottawa Fury Football Club making its one and only visit here to the Steel City to take on Pittsburgh Riverhounds Soccer Club. I'm Matt Geico alongside the Hall of Famer Paul Child. We have tonight two teams moving in opposite directions. For the Ottawa Fury, in their second season under manager Nikola Popovic, they've made some serious strides. As you see right there, a 5-game unbeaten streak, including 11 goals over that span. They scored a season-high 4 last time out against Charlotte, so the attack is rolling for the Fury. But as for the Hounds, still trying to get on track in the Eastern Conference standings, standing at 14th right now and winless in their past 5 in league. But on the bright side for Pittsburgh, they return home where they'll play 8 of their next 11. On the individual side tonight, Paul, big storyline is the return of Cristiano Francois. He made an impression with his effort, with his speed, with his work rate. Last year for the Hounds, started many games, played in 32 in all, but this year for Ottawa, his scoring touch is coming alive with 3 goals.
Yeah, he was impressive for us last season, and I was a little bit surprised that Bob Lilly let him go, to be honest with you, Matt. I thought he had a lot of potential, and he's a young guy, 24, 25 years old, and he's definitely figured it out right now, and he's starting to get on track, and we know he has tremendous amount of speed, so it'll be interesting to see what the Hounds do against him. An
attack-oriented player fitting in an attack-oriented system. As for the Hounds last week, well, they very well could have broken that winless drought, but they were missing Joe Greenspan, who you see right here picked up a red card, 2 weeks ago against Charlotte, so he was suspended for last week at Indy. The Hounds squandered a 1-0 lead and lost 2-1. So we know about the size, 6'6", all the clearances he piles up, but intangibly he's a rock in the back line.
No, he's definitely. It's great that he's back for the team, and I'm sure coming up with having 8 games at home as well. He's a rock solid player, and he's also good up front too. He creates some chances because of his height on corner kicks, dead ball situations, this kind of thing. So it's really good to see him back, and I'm sure he's going to be very careful about not getting yellow cards as well.
Exactly. Well, the Hounds are missing some players on their back line too, so big to have big number 20 on the pitch. And they've only conceded 3 times in 4 games here in league play this season, so having Greenspan back will help them continue that on. They'll try to add some offense against the surging Ottawa Fury tonight in just moments on ESPN+.
Okay, go ahead and stand up for me. Good. Okay.
Oh my gosh, this is just...
Now, if you get home and that's a little more tender.
Can I give you a hug? I can't believe it. I was in surgery this morning. Oh my gosh.
Call 412 Doctors to schedule an appointment at Allegheny Health Network.
The Riverhounds are back at Highmark Stadium Saturday, June 22nd, when the New York Red Bulls too come to town for a 7 p.m. match at Highmark Stadium. It's going to be a blackout, and the first 1,000 fans receive a free blackout t-shirt courtesy of Image 360. Gates open at 5:30, $1 beers until kickoff. Find out more at riverhounds.com or call 412-865-GOAL.
I should have been a cowboy. Toby Keith and his That's Country Bro Tour 2019. Friday, September 27th, 7:30 at Highmark Stadium with special guests Clay Walker and Gabby Barrett. Toby Keith. Whiskey for my man. On sale now with Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Drusky Entertainment. Toby Keith and his That's Country Bro Tour.
Explore a world of music on WQED.
Explore sweater sessions on WQED.
Explore educational opportunities.
Explore science.
Explore early childhood learning.
Explore Nebby on WQED.
Explore the power of the arts.
Explore Pittsburgh Eats.
Explore diversity on WQED.
We are moments from kickoff as Pittsburgh Riverhounds Soccer Club gets ready to host their not-so-friendly neighbors to the north, Ottawa Fury FC. Making his one and only trip in here. I'm Matt Geico alongside Paul Child as we look at our starting 11s for both sides. For the visiting Ottawa Fury, coming in here unbeaten in 6 for manager Nikola Popovich. Paul Child, they have 4 players who have scored 3 or more goals, all in the starting 11 tonight. So the Hounds are going to have to keep an eye on Val Fall, Kevin Oliveira, Cristiano Francois, and the 6-goal man, Morris Sam.
Yeah, that's nice for a team to have that many goal scorers. We would like that in the Hounds lineup, and hopefully this is going to be the turnaround for them, because I'm sure Bob Lilly's been onto these guys that this is a turning point tonight, having so many games coming up at home.
Absolutely. And don't forget Callum Irving between the 6. He's been no slouch for Ottawa, too, this season. Speaking of in goal, Austin Pack, the rookie, gets his 3rd USL start, 4th overall if you count U.S. Open Cup. And looking at the top of the formation here, Paul, because we already talked about Greenspan on the back line, Dos Santos and Brett. Nico Brett scored twice, but both on penalties. Dos Santos just has 1. The Hounds need both of those guys to find some chemistry, because it really hasn't been there, or it's only been there in spurts and fits and starts so far.
Yeah, definitely, and I see Kerr's playing kind of like with them, so if anybody's going to set them up or create chances for them, Kevin Kerr's going to do that for them.
And Robbie Mertz in the midfield, the native of Pittsburgh, scored his first pro goal at Indy, and it was a beauty in the first half last weekend. Underway from Pittsburgh in the black and gold, and Ottawa in the predominantly white kits, as Cristiano Francois pressures his old teammate, Toby Adewole, to knock it on back to his keeper, Austin Pack, who drives it up the far touchline. Ryan James keeps it in play. Mertz rising high, using all of that 5'10" frame, and now Brett will send away Kevin Kerr. We just talked about him, Mr. Riverhound in his 7th season here in Pittsburgh. Kerr circles, crosses, looking for a man in the box, but Obasi cleared it away. Nico Brett was the target.
Yeah, and Nico Brett kind of got lost a little bit there and got ahead of the defender before the ball was crossed, and kind of got out of position, because that was a decent ball.
Here comes Bernardo Forbes, losing control, dispossessed by Charlie Ward. Ward, who leads the USL in passes. This Ottawa team loves to keep the ball. Coach Popovich told me earlier this week, Paul, that he didn't quite have the time to get all the attacking-oriented players he wanted last season, but he pulled off quite the roster change this past winter, and he has a team playing a high line, first of all, and also playing with confidence with the ball.
Well, it definitely paid off for him so far this season, Matt. Last year they came in here and they played 5 games on the road and were really struggling, and it looks like they got off to a great start. He's got the players he needed.
Ottawa scored fewer than 1 goal per game last year, and as we showed you, a full complement of attacking players who have filled their back pockets with goals so far this season. This is Ward now looking up for the Fury. Fury in 4th place. They finished in 10th in each of their first 2 USL seasons. Francois pulls it away and now steps upfield with that breathtaking speed. He tries to get it back here, but Austin Pack will dive on that. Attempted dish from Kevin Oliveira, who fed it into the 18.
Yeah, that was good defending there. If he'd let him, you can see how quick and sharp he is, and obviously he's got something to prove coming back to his own team. It really ignites a player when you come back and play in your old stadium, and you want to prove that they made a mistake by letting you go. So you can see he's on the ball and he's getting wound up for this game.
Dos Santos gave it up to his old teammate. Steven Dos Santos spent the past 2 years with Ottawa. In fact, he was their leading scorer and co-leading scorer in those 2 seasons. So it was essentially a swap, Francois for Dos Santos. Here's Francois crossing from the byline. Greenspan taps it on over to Banquiazil, and up the far side for Mertz, and now James. A little bit behind Dos Santos. That big frame, he feeds it over to Banquiazil. The Hounds trying to make something happen here on this tight field at Highmark Stadium. Usually a little ping-pong-ish, especially early with all the energy up. Oliveira now chips it through, but Banquiazil backtracked and headed it clear, and the Hounds can escape that bit of pressure. And you see Ottawa already on the front foot, but here's Bernardo Forbes turning the corner.
Nice
playing
job.
it square to Kevin Kerr.
Oh, Dos Santos was only, no, Nico Brett actually was in a great motion there, and Kerr just hesitated a little bit and then didn't give him the ball, but him a great through ball.
I think he looked over to Dos Santos, and then by then it was too late to find Brett on that through ball that was possibly available. So Bob Lilly earlier this week told me that he wanted his team to take advantage of the counter chances when they have them. We just saw one right there, but also Ottawa wants to get into a track meet as well, so you don't want to get into that kind of a game. You don't want to force it, in other words, and give them the counter-attacking chances.
No, exactly, and I don't know. They look a little bit vulnerable. I mean, we've only seen a couple of attacks down the field, but Ottawa look like they're a little bit slow at the back, where we have some speed as well. So I think if we can get the chances like that one where Nico Brett, if he'd got the right pass there, would have been in on goal.
Obasi, the wingback, over to Oliveira. Cape Verdean wanted to play in the middle for Morris Sam, who has 6 goals this season, but he's dispossessed by Kerr with help from Bunky Azil, and now Tommy V nudges it forward to Forbes and ahead to the midfield for Robbie Mertz.
Yeah, Mertz gave the ball a little bit early there. I thought Matt, he could have gone 10 yards closer and drawn the player towards him, create a chance.
Here's a cross, but offside are the Hounds, with James taking that serve from Forbes, and he was trying to hook up with either Mertz or Brett in the box.
Yeah, they got kind of tangled up there, both going for the same ball and offside position anyway. So
first offside of this match. The head referee is Kevin Bradley. His assistants are Nick Balser and Noah Matos, and we'd be remiss in not mentioning that our good friend Gene Klein is not in the booth with us tonight. He's down in Austin, Texas to watch his stepson Kyle compete in the NCAA National 5K, and he finished 8th yesterday, so congrats to Kyle.
Yeah, great job. And
Indiana University, the pride of the Hoosiers.
Yeah, really. I mean, that takes some dedication doing that kind of running. I used to like running 2 mile, but not well, now it's 5K, but that's a long way.
It's about 3.1 miles, and the times that he was putting up, like 14 minutes, blew my mind. I know that's like a superhuman type effort there. So, you know, world-class athletes on the field, and Gene was watching one that he loves very much last night. So we look forward to having Gene back in a couple of weeks. But here are the Hounds in a scoreless match against Ottawa, and Ottawa with the too-quick restart. Well, referee Bradley wanted to have a chat with the Hounds captain, Forbes.
Looks like Forbes doing all the talking.
Yeah, right. Maybe he requested an audience. Obasi, well, he's never going to get that one. If he were 10 feet tall, he couldn't have flagged that down from Ward. So the ball sails into the stands, and a good time to remind you that Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship. As we have a foul call here, Mayor Giguere ran through
Dos Santos.
Yeah,
he just pushed him right in the back of that. That's pretty... I'm surprised the referee isn't at least speaking to him about it, just because you know, he's trying to get the edge right away on the offensive player, because he's the defender, obviously, and trying to set the tone. But
anyway, as the battle for the ball continues on, remind you that for the latest Select products and special offers, you can visit SelectSportAmerica.com. Select, the official soccer ball of the USL Championship, and the other leagues in the USL family, as Ryan James will get a toe on that to poke it to Mertz. Mertz to Forbes, the Hounds field general, going deep with this one. Kevin Kerr, can he catch up? He will keep it in with
he's
the
offside.
Outside of his right foot, but the flag is up here on the near wing.
I thought he was offside, but they were waiting for him to touch the ball to call him offside. He was about a yard or so. But this is where they keeping Ottawa on their toes a little bit, keeping that pressure and those. When we seem to be attacking, we have numbers up. You know, we're getting 3 or 4 players up front against their 3 defenders at the moment, and having extra players.
I think Lilly sensed that earlier this week when he was talking about the fact you don't want to get into a track meet, but he thinks the Hounds can keep the ball. They can play aggressively against this Ottawa team. So it's almost the case where if one team wants to play open, you can do it too.
Yeah.
And we'll see. It could be a really good test of this Hound squad and where they're at offensively, because against Indy it was a much tighter game, both here in the Open Cup last Wednesday and also in the league match last Saturday.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants to see it open up a little bit and the Hounds get on the board and score some goals. That's a great.
Francois trying to cross it. Bunky Azil headed it off, but there's our first corner. It goes to the Fury of Ottawa. The Riverhounds have never lost to a Canadian team. That's a fact that probably means nothing, but I want to make sure I got it in here.
You shouldn't say that. You know that.
I know. 3-1 against the Fury, unbeaten against Toronto FC2, which is no longer in this league, and also against FC Montreal. The Hounds did not lose. Formerly the Montreal Impact's farm club. Kerr, who's played many of those matches against Canadian teams, gets this clear all the way out to the far touchline. Carl Haworth, the captain. Haworth turning this way and that.
Oh, good job by Davis there.
Ryan James actually got the foot in.
Oh, was it James? I'm sorry.
James, the first-year Hound, signed from Nashville in the offseason. He's been impressive. The Hounds leader in crosses, and he's kept that left side on lockdown for the most part.
He's a very quick player, and he's a very good defender. He makes it really difficult for these players to try and create any space for themselves, and he's also really good when he attacks. I mean, he super quick down the line. And I think he can.
Sam now.
And he won it again there.
There it was, yeah. On cue, Ryan James comes through with the key defensive play.
Yeah.
A tough man to take it away from in Sam, the lanky, speedy attacker for Ottawa. Mertz. Speaking of quick, Mertz has quickness in spades. Over to Danny Rivera, who gets his first touch on the ball. Rivera, former Virginia Catamount.
Whoa.
Looked like he was fouled from behind. Play continues, and it benefits the Hounds here as Forbes hops on the loose ball. Forbes, square to Mertz. He scans his options. Right back to Forbes, 25 yards out. Forbes has a chance to let it go, and it's right over the bar. A similar spot to where he scored against Indy in the Open Cup match in his last start here at Highmark.
Yeah, he must be remembering that when he gets to that top of that D. He knows he's been good and he's been on target. If he could have get that down a little bit, that would have caused some problems. The keeper kind of was ready, but not.
Forbes, the leading chance creator for the Hounds, but just the one goal in league play so far. There was a beauty down in Charleston, you might recall, the team.
Rivera did really well there when he got knocked over 3 times and was on the ground and still got a touch on the ball and got it to one of his players that created that chance. So that's good to see. These guys are working hard for each other and making good balls into bad balls.
This is just Danny Rivera's second USL start. He's played in both US Open Cup matches. So the US Open Cup, in addition to giving teams like the Hounds a chance to punch up and play MLS teams, it gives you a chance to work in some different players. As Toby Adewale will head this one up, and it's still available. Pulled down by Manella, and Forbes gets called for the challenge on Oliveira. Forbes trying to put the boot to the ball, got too much body. And a dangerous free kick for Ottawa.
Yeah, it was a kind of strange tackle here. I mean, yeah. Kind of
from behind, a tough angle.
Yeah, I mean, it looked a lot worse than it was, I think, and the referee obviously gave the free kick. But is it a great situation for Ottawa right now? And obviously got 3 guys on the ball that all can hit it. So
Oliveira heads toward the Hounds wall. It'll be probably Haworth, but no, he's going to be accompanied by more Sam.
I think it's going to be Sam.
Sam would be the left foot. Haworth would be the right.
Maybe not. He doesn't look like he's really seriously going to hit this ball. Yeah.
Haworth, the Englishman, and Austin Pack comes up for the diving save.
Yeah, good save there, but I think he was off target anyway. I think Sam would have been a better choice actually, because the wall was kind of over to this to the left, but the keeper kind of had that covered as well. So good defensive job by the Hounds there and nullifying the free kick.
Kerr taking it from Rivera. Kerr second all time on the Hounds in appearances and also shots, and he's tied for first in assists. Needs one more to take that over by himself. He's tied up with David Flavius with 25. USL League play. Dos Santos, hand in his back as he usually has. Ends up taking it and just knocking it right back.
There's a name from the past there, from David Flavius.
He was just in the Hounds front offices I saw a couple of weeks ago to shoot an interview for an upcoming retrospective video. We've seen a few of those in this, the 20th anniversary season of this franchise.
Yep.
You and Gene, in fact, starred in one of them as part of the inaugural coaching staff.
Yeah, it seems it's flown by, 20 years. It seems crazy that it's gone that quick, but it's been here and got a foothold now, and hopefully we can make it even grow better.
The stadium certainly helped those efforts. Brett looking over his shoulder, nearly took it away from Barnathan. Barnathan just cleared it out into touch. James on the throw quickly for Pittsburgh. Mertz to James. Thomas Bunky Azil, last year's rookie sensation, Bunky as he'll serves it in, but coming out to take it is Irving, just a shade off with that delivery. He had runners, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought Kerr was going to still get up in the air and just get a little flick on there. I don't think he realized where the keeper was, and he would have caught him in a kind of a no man's land and flicked it on, but you know, not one of his strong points heading. It's usually well-struck balls and switching the play for Kevin Kerr and free kicks.
This is Callum Irving's third season in goal for Ottawa. Last year played back up to Maxime Crépeau, who's now moved on to Vancouver of Major League Soccer, so big chance here. Bunky Azil clears that away. Would have been a through ball to Cristiano Francois. Irving, former All-American at the University of Kentucky, so Ottawa had some embarrassment of riches in goal last year. They had more than enough, and now this season a pretty clear #1 in Irving, who's only allowed 5 goals on 22 shots so far in his now 9th appearance of the season. Greenspan stepping up a little bit here. Greenspan back on the pitch after that 1-game red card suspension we mentioned in the open.
Good ball there.
There's a great one from Kerr. Maybe Mayor Jaguar will simply knock it out, but it forces the throw.
DeSantos started to run a little, 1-2 steps too late, else he could have got onto that and maybe caused some trouble.
Rovira on the toss in. 16th minute, just barely. Hounds in Ottawa scoreless. Brett backing down Mayor Jaguar. Ward got it out at least to the edge of the attacking third, and the Hounds will regroup.
Yeah, Hounds getting out slowly here, and now they're back on side.
Pittsburgh's dead even in goal differential this year. 13-4, 13 against. Ottawa very strong, 17-4 and 9 against. The Hounds think they have plenty left in the chamber in terms of the attack. James.
Yeah, not a very good ball there. Just a kind of floaty ball that no problem for the goalkeeper to come out and pick it off. And James there in great position. Got to kind of drive the ball a little bit more, you know, and make the keeper hesitate to come out.
The battle of possession will be interesting tonight. Like I mentioned, Bob Lilly thinks the Hounds can keep it, but Ottawa's one of the top possession squads in the USL. They've won the possession battle in 7 of their last 11 as they've surged recently. And Morris Sam is down on hands and knees suddenly, turning over, grabbing his right wrist on the collision with Kenardo Forbes.
Wrist.
Fans, you can follow the Riverhounds and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+. And if you're watching right now, you're one of them. You can watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. And More Sam is going to get, well, official help from the athletic trainer, Adrian Hoyne.
Yeah, I'd love to see that again. Yeah, we're going to see it again, I think. And it was his wrist that's the problem.
Time for a drink for everybody else. He fell on the wrist.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. I never saw that part of it. So
looked like the pain hit him a little bit late there as he was trying to make a play and use that hand like you might see an American football player use it to stay on his feet.
Yeah, bent it way back, I think. And, it's better than an ankle if you're a soccer player, right?
Absolutely.
Or a goalkeeper, then it would have been problems.
So Sam has to check off. No doubt. If you're an outfield player, it's all right. You can probably get through it as long as it's not broken or anything.
Yeah, sure. Just.
So here is Ottawa, working on a 6-game unbeaten streak. They lost to Louisville 1-0 in mid-April, but that's been it since in terms of defeats. And of course, being a Canadian team, they don't play in the U.S. Open Cup. So they had a washout. They had a week off. It has been a long time since they lost a league game. Yeah. Callum Irving, Mayor Jaguar. Far wing now, and it's the New Yorker, Dakota Barnathan. Here you see Ward, the midfielder, holding midfielder, 24-year-old from England. A couple of Englishmen on this Ottawa roster. A lot of Canadians, though, as you might imagine. Mayor Jaguar over to Ward, who essentially is playing as a defender at the moment. Barnathan going deep with this one, direct to Francois. A little too much on it.
Yeah. They're definitely looking for Francois to make the runs. I mean, they seem to be taking a lot of time, though, too, at the back. They're not in a real rush and waiting for... their forwards, and they've got 3 up front, and they're not really making diagonal runs. They're kind of straight ahead runs. So that should be easier for the goalkeeper to read and come out in that situation. Here's a good break down the side here for Dos Santos. Great
Santos crosses, and it's off of Barnathan. Can Ottawa keep it in? They will. But the Hounds might have Ottawa bottled up. No, Hallworth turns and plays a strong ball out to midfield. Yeah, a moment of promise on that one, Paul, with Dos Santos. We haven't seen him get too far from the middle of the field this year, so that was refreshing to see the versatility there and trying to find some ideas in the attack. Rovira.
Good step in there. Good read by the defender, stepping in front of the player.
Danny Rovira, the Colombian. Oh boy, Greenspan, tough pass. Morris Sam's going to get on this one and tap it away from Greenspan, run to open space, and crack one from outside the 18. Missed it by a yard or two. Ambitious try there from Morris Sam. He sensed an opening, but didn't strike it quite well.
I've seen Greenspan. He's made 2 or 3 passes that have been a little bit less than sharp, you know, and they've made it, but that was a weak one again, you know, and maybe it's from being laid off and not playing in a regular game, and you know, got to get that match touch back.
Well, you'll recall, and we showed the replay in the open, the reason he got the red card against Charlotte, as Dos Santos draws a foul here rather theatrically, the reason he got the red card was a similar type of a play. He played a little too soft, and he had to bounce back. And
he's lost his footing, huh?
And went the handball, and it prevented a scoring chance. So there you go. The passing touch, work in progress right now for Big Joe. Here's Robbie Mertz. That ball seems to be glued to his foot in his early pro action. Mertz to Kerr. The Scotsman back against the grain. Couldn't get it through. Ward intercepted, but Pittsburgh right back on it. On that second ball, it's Forbes and Kerr playing catch. Bernardo Forbes, the 30-year-old Jamaican. Little lofted ball. He has his countryman, Brett. Brett gives it back, and a little too strong, and behind Kevin Kerr.
Yeah, a better weighted pass back there would have given Kerr a chance to maybe bring it down and get a shot off, but was way behind him and really hard hit.
And we've seen Brett this season be in more of a setup role, and he had a handful of assists last year, but he did have the 15 goals, you'll recall. So it's been an adjustment for Nico. He's not the guy getting that last ball, it seems like, this season, and well, he is playing at the top of the formation today, so we'll see how it pans out, of course.
Sure, and that's always really tough when you come back to the second season and you scored 15 goals. You know, that's, I don't care who you are, it's on your mind, and you got to kind of like forget that it's a new season and start all over again and just get back into getting chances and creating opportunities for yourself.
Brett has 4 goals counting U.S. Open Cup as he upends Mayer Jaguar. Referee Broadley says play on. Barnathan going from back line to back line with this one. Toby Adewale nods it. Bunky Azil sends it aerial. Too much on that for Kerr to pull down. And Ottawa back in command.
Yeah, Dos Santos seems to be dropped back right behind Nico Brett, who's playing in the middle up front, and you would think you'd want the tall striker up front to lay the ball off to Nico Brett. You know, he's not going to win that many balls as Dos Santos would in the air.
The Hounds are listed as playing 2 men up front, but you're right. It's almost like Dos Santos is a bona fide midfielder at this point.
Referee letting things go, and I think he's been pretty good, actually. He's 50-50 balls, and we're battling away trying to win it, and then the other team players, Francois, there trying to get it back, I think.
Manella slicing through, gave it to Francois, but even he's not fast enough to catch up to that one. The turf's a little slower this year than it was last year when Francois was manning the wing. New field turf installed back in April, early April at Highmark Stadium ahead of the home opener against Hartford. The Hounds won the home opener against Hartford, but since then 3 consecutive draws in league play here on home turf. And that last one against Charlotte, Paul, was a little weird because they had to play the last 60 minutes down a man due to Greenspan's red card.
Sure.
But they also dominated play, so the 0-0 almost felt like a win in some ways. They couldn't get that goal to go, but they still controlled play.
Did very, very well in that game, as I recall. Matt, they kept into it. You would never have known they were a player down. They just really all picked it up and just couldn't finally get it in the back of the net, but did really well for the tie.
And Charlotte was the team that Ottawa exposed last week. Ottawa, in fact, conceded the first goal to old friend Hugh Roberts, played for the Hounds last year, but then Ottawa got 2 before the half. Sam scored a pair. Actually could have had a hat trick, but he missed a PK late. And Ottawa poured on a season-high 4 goals. Here is that man, Sam, giving it through as he's tumbling down, and then Francois spun around, or pardon me, that was Oliveira rather, and there's another foul just outside the area called against the Hounds. And in fact, it was called on the challenge on Sam. Referee Broadley giving advantage briefly before Oliveira could not control the ball.
This is where Sam's going to take this free kick, because it's that kind of an area for a left-footed player, and he seems he's really a strong left-footed player and has some power in that left leg.
Sam, first-year Ottawa player, played the last 2 seasons in the Norwegian Pro Leagues, making a name for himself here. Big crack and missed the top left corner.
Yeah, he can hit the ball really, really strong. I mean, he took just 2 or 3 steps there, but you could really see the pace on that ball. And the ball isn't rotating or moving. It's just dead straight.
He spanked it.
If he can he gets that down a little bit.
It's a short little windup too.
Camera couldn't keep up with it.
Well, so far, possession about 50-50. USL League stats have Ottawa at 51% and the Hounds at 49%. And no real clear chances for either side yet.
No.
Not for lack of trying, it hasn't been a passive game. We've seen both teams spend some time in the attacking third. Mertz turning against Haworth, just inside the touchline. Robbie Mertz, the former Michigan Wolverine, has the ball. Back to Ryan James. Line cross, but Brett couldn't adjust to it.
And Nico took kind of a wild swing, not really. Was tough to hit anything there, but here they go again.
Dos Santos looked. He had Brett making a run, and now Brett turns back and gets back in an onside position. The Hounds try again. James is just on the far side. Kerr playing in the center circle. Kerr, Bunky Azil, the Frenchman. Mertz, yanked down from behind. Advantage given. Play continues. And now it won't because Kevin Kerr is upended.
I'm sure he's going to give it. He's going to give it no yellow card or anything to that one.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Looked pretty blatant. Charlie Ward just put his hand on Mertz's shoulder and gave it a tug.
Even for the one earlier, though, too. I thought, you know, he let play go on.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was more blatant than the one that actually got called.
Yeah.
Referee Broadley was in a tough spot because the Hounds looked like they had something going. Forbes to Greenspan, a yard too far.
Yeah, that was going to be hard to do anything with that ball. Anyway, it was kind of a shot pass and had way too much pace on it. And Greenspan, no way was going to catch it or even try and head it back.
Big Joe, 8th in the USL in clears, but as we talked about earlier, he could be quite the target on the restarts. He has a goal already this season on just such a play. Forbes turning away from the pressure of Obasi. Mertz slicing to the outside. Had it tackled away by Obasi, but it hops right to Forbes. Good break for the Hounds. It's Brett to Kerr, right back to Brett, and intercepted by Barnathan.
Mertz did well there, getting around the referee too. He did really well with the
Extra
touch.
Body. Here's a soft play. Dos Santos, can he pull it down? No. Barnathan sends it skyward. Knotted up ahead. Here's Fall, the German. But Bunky Azil takes it away. Tommy V to the edge of the area, crosses it in. Rejected, but it's going to come right back for Forbes. Forbes thought about going to Mertz. Instead, he'll find Rovira out wide. Rovira, outswinger, but Callum Irving is the only one in that zip code.
Yeah, nobody out there at all, you know, and probably been wiser to just hold on to that little ball a little bit longer, create something else down on the wing here to try and get some players pushed up.
If you're wondering, where is Jordan Dover? Well, he has been selected for the final roster for Guyana for the Gold Cup. And we were talking before we went on the air, Paul, many players in USL Championship are competing in the Gold Cup.
Yeah, 15, I think, is out of the USL, which is fantastic, and just shows you how the caliber of the league is growing and quality of players, you know, and it's great to see.
Might have noticed that several of the Jamaican players who were possessing the ball well against the U.S. in that friendly game the other day are from USL Championship.
Yes.
Including the man who scored the only goal. Nico Brett's buddy Speedy Williams, both formerly of Robert Morris University here in the Pittsburgh area. Well, Speedy was outstanding against the U.S. the other night. He plays for Louisville City, you might know, back-to-back league champs. Here's Austin Pack. Pack, a story in and of himself. Just signed about a month ago, and now he's making his 4th start for the Hounds with Ben Lundgaard still trying to work his way back from a back injury, no pun intended. And Kyle Morton has taken a back seat here recently to Pack.
Yeah. He's doing a good job too. I mean, he's really been strong back there and confident considering he's only played 4 games for them, you know. And,
the man doesn't lack in confidence, I can tell you that from speaking to him. Friendly fire header, Callum Irving has to barely keep it out. He had to hold it in front of his face after Mayer Jaguar nearly scored an own goal.
Yeah, Nico there, I would have, if I was playing, I would have gone in and challenged the keeper for it, but I think he was hesitating, wondering whether it may hit the crossbar and come back out. So you got to kind of weigh that situation up or read it.
Forbes gave it up to Fall. Right through to Morsam. He wanted to go back inside, and is that a handball call, perhaps? Both Ottawa players in the area, in Fall and Francois, had their hands up immediately after that ball was played about waist height past Thomas Vankiazil of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Ottawa trying to get him a yellow card there, saying it was deliberate. Yeah, I mean, I don't get that at all. I really don't. I mean, obviously you're trying to intimidate a player when he's got a yellow card, so you know you want to do that. But
quick play, and they're arguing that Vankiazil had time to think about it before he addressed that ball, and he put his left palm on it, no doubt. So it's a good handball call, but I think that would have been a very aggressive booking if.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't think it was deliberate. You know. 3rd free kick here for Ottawa. You know, they're giving him a chance again, and this player.
Haworth, never a chance on that. He leaned back and skied it.
Wasted, yeah.
Well, we're a half an hour in. Intriguing match. A couple of parries and thrusts, to use the fencing metaphor, but no contact yet on either side.
Yeah, really even, actually, Matt. It's been, you know, end to end. We've got 2 or 3 chances. Ottawa goes down there, gets a couple of 2 or 3 free kicks. Hounds have, I'd like to see him put some more pressure up on Ottawa here and try and play out this first half, getting some offense.
Dos Santos whistled for the foul. Bob Lilly hates the call. He's up off his seat. Doesn't take much to get him there, though. Bob, one of the premier sideline prowlers in the championship. Now he's giving that poor 4th official an earful. His name is Brandon Ray. He's getting yelled at, so I'll put his name out there.
I think he's got earplugs in. I don't think
he has the earpiece. I don't know. That could double as an earplug if you turn it off.
He's got a plug in the other side. He's still going at him right now, but.
It's like my grandpa used to have hearing aids. He would just turn them off when it got too loud. So.
Exactly.
Good volume modulation. Here's Onua Obasi. One of the older Fury players, 30 years old. Another Englishman. And he played for Bob Lilly. If you remember his name, he's a Rochester Rhino. Obasi. He's down pretty close to his old coach right now on this near touchline. The ball's going to maybe come his way. Thomas Mayer Jaguar instead holds it up. Formerly of the Montreal Impact Academy, Mayer Jaguar.
There goes Francois there on that diagonal.
Bumped hard.
Speed run, but.
Play continues on. Adewale got the better of him on that challenge. But then Toby Adewale bangs it off the advertising boards on the far wing on the Monongahela River side of the pitch. Kevin Oliveira coming back to it. Fall all the way back to Ward and Obasi. Ward with Ottawa trying to stay on the front foot. This first half brought to you by #1 Cochrane, proud to be the region's automotive leader. They continue to invest in the surrounding community. #1 Cochrane, go one better. There is Mertz.
Good job by Mertz there.
The takeaway coming back from his attacking position, and then Ryan James draws the contact and the foul call from the assistant referee.
Yeah, Mertz did well there, picking that ball off, and because that could have been a dangerous situation for the Hounds, and did a real good job, and got a free kick as well.
Kind of funny, I was reading the #1 Cochrane ad, and a man, Robbie Mertz, who's probably heard a few of those ads in his time growing up here in Pittsburgh. He was the one who made the play. Great to see another local product on the pitch for the Hounds, and Mertz seems like he has a real chance to establish himself as a player in this league.
No, that's great.
And there is Mertz on cue, flicking it to himself from near the area where he scored last week. Gave it to James. James back post cross. Kerr!
Oh, what a goal by Kerr!
Kevin Kerr rolling down Rodeo. It's 1-0 Hounds.
Just what the doctor ordered there, because it's the first real attack we've had, and Kerr hanging out wide there, Matt, and reading that situation. And what a real good header, and I was saying it wasn't one of his strengths earlier, so that
He was trying to prove you wrong.
Yeah, that's good. He can do it again.
Well, here's Mertz. He won't get an assist, but he made the play to get it to James. James, beauty of a cross, and how about that dart off the forehead into the back of the old onion bag from Kerr. Kevin Kerr, a team-high 4 goals. A rebound offensive season so far for the 30-year-old.
No, a nice header there, hit it down, and just enough to get it under the keeper's arm, because his arm was there, and he just was a little bit too late, but he got a lot of power on it. And great job by Kevin, and a great cross by James there.
Ryan James, a team-high 4 assists, so we've seen that type of a combination before. In fact, we have seen that exact combination at least once this season. And we've seen the reverse of that too.
You know,
those two guys have linked up several times. They hadn't played together coming into the year, but some instant chemistry here in the opening couple of months of 2019. Hounds up 1-0. And here's Dos Santos charging after a potential turnover, but he can't get there in time.
Greenspan having no problem with his height, but we'll see now. Ottawa, you know, they were down 1-0 the last game they played against Charlotte, and I think that usually probably sparks them. So we'll see what happens here, unless the Hounds can notch another one here, because they got Dos Santos in there.
Kerr crossing in, a little too tall for Steven Dos Santos. Well, the one difference there, Paul, from last week is Ottawa was at home, so they had that advantage going for them. This time the Hounds maybe can ride some of that emotion. They nearly did there, another chance. And they haven't had that much difficulty on the build-up, so it appears they'll be able to find some offense beyond the one they've already put in the back of the net.
They really want to keep on trying to get some offensive going. I'm sure that Bob's going to be on them now. And there's still plenty of time left in this half to get a bit of a cushion here if they can. With another goal would be great.
Dos Santos nearly handled that one, used the edge of his shoulder to knock it down. That's legal. You know, it's funny, 2 days ago, Lilly was telling me he wanted to get Kerr more up into the box, and there you have it. And during that training session that I took in, Kerr was getting into the mix a little bit more. I'm not used to seeing that. Usually he's the guy serving it in.
Yeah.
Really. Not the one on the end of it, especially not with the head. But
not really a defensive midfielder, but you know, kind of like in between and trying to win balls back and create other opportunities. Here's another. I thought there was going to be another cross there. Should have been.
James decided to pull it back. Yeah, it looked like he had that trigger ready. James leaning and then had it poked away by Chris Manella. Hasty throw by the Hounds. They can't get it to Brett, though, inside the 18. Loose ball hops to Kerr, the goal scorer. Bunky Azil.
Offside.
Another chip ball, and yes, the flag is up. Good call from our referee here in the box, Paul Child.
Yeah. It's
tough
to see from this angle, but just the way his body position was and the way he looked, he just like he was just about half a yard offside. And then when I get to look down at the ref linesman, correct.
Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop, as Joe Greenspan chases this one out. Allows them to develop their local youth and compete at the highest level across the U.S., including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. So check that out, the USL Championship growing upward and also to the grassroots.
Yeah, this is great to see in the U.S. You know, just the talent, everybody trying to develop players and create better players, and it's taken a long time to get here, Matt, but it's great to see.
Not something that can happen overnight or even in the span of 5 or 10, 15 years. It's got to be a multi-generational thing. Nico Brett nearly won that one away from Obasi. And the Hounds, of course, have their Riverhounds Development Academy, and they continue to grow the coaching staff. Many former Hounds players, in fact, part of the coaching staff. You know, Rob Vincent's involved there.
Yeah, that's nice to see.
Among others. Rob, who went from the Hounds to MLS, DC United. After that spectacular 2015 season we'll never forget.
It was very unfortunate getting an injury that he did.
Right, he was just finding his legs, I think, in MLS.
Yeah.
But decided to call it quits. Watching some of those old Rob Vincent goals, he had no range. He would shoot from anywhere. I forgot how deep he scored some goals from that year. Pack, mishandle, Oliveira. Greenspan had a little signal cross with Pack as keeper. Now Oliveira can cross it, and more Sam can't direct the header on goal. What a chance for the Fury to equalize.
Yeah, bit of a bad communication there. I don't know what was going on. He didn't know whether he could head it or not. It was kind of a weird bounce again. I mean,
a little bit. I think there was some spin on that ball. It does check up significantly here, as we see on the replay.
Yeah.
Greenspan trying to head it back to his keeper, and it just never got there with Oliveira right there in his back pocket.
Well, he did something strange on this turf, you know, and it kind of like looked like it was going to go another bounce towards the keeper, and then it didn't, and then really put Greenspan in a difficult situation.
Artificial turf can be like a pool table out here. You can put some English on it, and it'll really take, as you well know. Mertz, too much on that through ball over the top to Brett. He's playing direct a couple of times, but they haven't found that connection yet. It's been too strong pretty consistently coming from the midfield.
Santos still kind of hanging back, like behind Nico Brett.
Haworth to more Sam, got clipped in the face, it appears, by Vanki Azil, and what have we here from Kevin Bradley? He's walking slowly over to Vanki Azil.
I think that was a poor call.
Yellow card. Well, unlike Kevin Bradley, we'll have a second chance to look at it here in the 41st minute. First half, coming near a close. Tommy V in the book. I think it was a high boot, was it not? It had to be, because Vanki Azil's hands were down, so it wasn't a shoulder, or it wasn't an elbow.
Do these linesmen have headsets on? I think they
do. Yes. They can all talk to each other.
The linesman was looking right at it, and the referee was behind everything, couldn't see anything. So, you know, must have been a call from the linesman that was on the far side.
Well, Ottawa has just a couple of goals from outside the box this season. I have a feeling from that angle, Moore Sam is going to try to swing it to find a target.
Oh, no.
Chip ball, he mishit it, in fact. And Vanki Azil just heads it out, so there goes that opportunity. We were just raving about Sam's ability to strike the ball, but there got a little too cute, too much finesse. Couldn't even get it over the wall. And a backward header here, but foul called in the attacking Fall.
Somebody,
Fall in his 4th USL season. He also played for Rochester under Bob Lilly in 16 and 17. So you have Fall and Obasi, a couple of former Rhinos. The Rhino diaspora gets all throughout the USL Championship. We have a couple of them here in Pittsburgh with Ryan James and Jordan Dover when he's in the lineup.
Rochester on I hate it. Having a year off this year, I take it, and you know, hopefully we'll see him back again next season.
They're trying to get it revved up again.
That's a
Kerr
great ball.
onside here. Kerr wins the corner. Mayor Jaguar closed him down, but Kerr able to latch onto that ball. First corner for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it is funny how many times when teams come in, and a lot of the players have played in Rochester from all over the playing elsewhere now, but obviously we're a big mainstay in the USL and been around for a long time. So
absolutely. Forbes, another one of those.
Oh!
Plays it right through. I don't know what happened there, and the ball ends up on the top of the net. Irving completely fanned on the attempted catch.
He got pushed right.
Greenspan saying, I was shoved there. That should be a PK, but it appears that will fall on deaf ears, it'll be a second corner.
Yeah, he looked like
get
he was...
the replay quickly before the reload.
Yeah, number 5, give him a shove in the back.
Outswinger, header down in, off the goal line, it's cleared. Good gracious, was that James, I think, got the header down. Hounds keeping at it, second ball here. No, Oliveira, who made the saving clear, now tries to go on the quick break, but Danny Rovira heads it off, literally. That was inches away from a second Hounds goal, that time off the corner.
Yeah, I missed that one because I was watching the replay right here, and he took the corner kick, and
Forbes wanted to try to catch Ottawa off guard. We'll take a look at a moment at that. Well, the Hounds go at it again. Oh my, Kevin Kerr was hammered, and that's an easy yellow from Kevin Bradley to Valfa. One yellow for either side now in this first half late stages. We are going to look at that close call. Kerr is saying, hey man, we're both professionals out here.
Oh.
So close. I think Irving got a hand to it.
And then it...
I don't know if we have a second angle on that one, but here's the foul on Kerr.
Olivier then got it cleared out. He was on the line, he was on the post. Yeah, that was a...
So at any rate, Pittsburgh gets its most dangerous free kick. It's not a corner kick. 2 minutes of stoppage time, or whereabouts, will be added on, a minimum of 2 minutes. Pardon me, Obasi gets the yellow card. I thought that was Fall who was called for the foul.
Yeah, it was Obasi.
We have Obasi, so 7, not 5. Error on Matt there as we get things sorted out at the top of the penalty arc. Fall has words. And it'll be Forbes who nearly set up a goal on that recent corner. The big run up. He'll try to play assist man here. Flicked header. Greenspan, and I think he got it off the body of Irving.
Corner kick, or no?
No, they're saying goal kick.
Ball must have been out already before he kicked it.
Greenspan disagrees. It was Vonkie Azil to Greenspan. 1 minute gone in stoppage time first half. Kevin Kerr has our lone goal if you're joining us late. Ryan James on the helper there, came in the 35th minute. The Hounds have their noses in front at home. Familiar sight over the last 2 years. Greenspan wins it strongly. Can Pittsburgh push for another? Here's a good through ball to Steven Dos Santos. The big striker crosses immediately. Oh my, Mayor Jaguar nearly handled it, but I think he avoided what would have been a PK by about an inch or two. He slid in. Dos Santos with a quick cross. I wasn't expecting that.
No, I think he saw Nico Brett making a run in there, and he didn't quite get what he wanted onto the ball. But you know, the player got to give the defender a good heads up there. He did really well.
Second look.
Yeah, he didn't really get it where he needed to because there was 2 players at the far post.
Needed to be elevated, and Dos Santos could not execute there. But the Hounds have pulled off a pretty half-decent first half, I think they would probably say, especially with the goal. I'm sure it feels a lot better after that. A back and forth opening 45 minutes, Paul Child. Enjoyable soccer, I'll say that. Nikola Popovic talked before the game about playing aggressive soccer, and it feels like that's bled over to both teams.
No, definitely, and the Hounds really, in the last 5 minutes there, Matt, kind of really had some great opportunities, creating chances, and Ottawa look a little bit vulnerable back there, you know, and I think Hounds are going to talk about that at halftime. I'm sure Bob's going to say we need to create more chances like that because we need to get another goal and put this one away if we can.
Interesting stats here in the first half. Ottawa leading in shots 5-2, but the Hounds have 13 crosses to Ottawa's 4. So 2 different ways of going about it. Pittsburgh takes this lead and the adrenaline into the halftime break. Back with a look around the USL and more on ESPN+. Please stay with us.
Welcome to Moe's! At Moe's, we've always been real Southwest. And we're proud of it. It's in our name after all. And we've always been real people, using real Southwest flavors, making real Southwest eats. And we've always built everything right on the line, fresh, just for you. Real, fresh Southwest. Welcome to Moe's. Try Moe's new Moho chicken, made with all-natural chicken breast and a refreshing citrus sauce.
All right, that's enough, you two. Don't paint your brother. No, you can't eat the clay. What can I say? Moms just know. I'm Christine Sorensen, and as a mom, I know parents know a lot. But for the few things we don't know, there's Kidsburg, your go-to resource for all the great things in our area for kids and families. Everything from kid-friendly events, creative learning, and help for parents. It's every Wednesday on KDKA TV, emailed to your inbox and online at kidsburg.org.
Okay, we hear you. Due to popular demand, #1 Cochran Nissan's 3-store supergroup just added store #4.
Introducing #1 Cochran Nissan Cranberry and grand opening offers at all 4 stores. Lease the all-new Altima from just $209 a month or 0 APR for 3 years plus $2,000 customer cash and $1,000 extra for trades at #1 Cochran Nissan now.
Hounds are halfway to what would be a much treasured home win here tonight. They haven't won in league since way back on April the 13th. Kevin Kerr's 31st career Hounds goal, tying him for second on the franchise annals, has Pittsburgh ahead. Let's look at our USL Championship news and notes from across the 36-team league, 18 teams in each conference. And in the Eastern Conference, it's been all about that old school squad, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, familiar name in the history of American soccer. What a bounce back season for them. They went younger this year, Paul, and well, they've won 4 in a row and they haven't lost all season. They beat the Hounds, in fact, in the opener, and well, Tampa Bay has been spectacular.
No, they really have, and obviously the Hounds helped them on their way right from the beginning at that first game for the Hounds in Tampa, and great to see the Rowdies really back in style and generating some enthusiasm down there in Florida, and it'd be great to see them do really well, and hopefully the Hounds get to play them again soon, and we'll see some good play.
Yeah, they'll be in July, by the way, for Hall of Fame night. There you see Ryan Martin. Congrats to him. Loudoun United, second ever coach, gets his first win. And we talked about players in the Gold Cup, not just in the championship, but also in USL League One, the league below this one, 26 in all in the CONCACAF championship. So you can watch that and see some of your favorites from the USL compete for pride in country and the glory of that. And let's go and take a look at the standings now. As I mentioned, they're a little more crowded than they used to be. And there you see the Hounds. If this result would hold, that's what we're counting on right here, then they would move into 10th. That's one thing about early on so far. You see Pittsburgh playing just 10 games to date. It would be 11 after tonight. So they can make up some ground with a couple of wins.
Oh, no, definitely, Matt. And that's why I was saying this is a turning point game for them. I'm sure Bob's going to be on their case, because having 8 of the next 11 games at home, that's a big factor, because you know the Hounds are really a strong team defensively at home, and now we're generating some offense. That's what's fantastic, and hopefully, I'm sure he still wants to get on Ottawa and score 2 or 3 more goals.
Well, there you see Ottawa. Fine start for them, looking to make the USL Cup playoffs for the first time. Well, enough of us talking about the USL. Here's some more from the league itself. We'll return from Pittsburgh after this short break.
Brown to find Lacroix. Now it's Musa. Oh, what a hit! Ryan Brown. Oh, that is electric from Phoenix on the break. Shot.
Offensive juggernaut for both of these squads. Here we go again. Steinberger on the turn. It's going to fall through. Allen! Just like that, it's 3-3. Alex Bassetti making a darting run. It finds its way all the way to Bassetti. Lays it off. Still an opportunity, Brown! Taylor again. The menacing attack. Taylor lets it go, and there's the opener for North Carolina FC.
Frankie comes inside on Watson. Acres of space here for the left wing back. Forbes now pinching in space to shoot. He drives it and beats far.
Toast versus Van Okel. Will this seal a spot? The fourth round. Number 4 delivers. 90th minute, Louisville leads at home again.
Into the 6-yard area, and it's Cicerone who wins in the air and restores St. Louis FC's 2-goal advantage.
So here comes Wynn. Is this onside? It is. A chance for Nashville to equalize, and they do! Carlton Belmar. Charleston into this round with 2 goals. And now, he sends them into the 4th round. Charleston with the upset.
Gonna tie his shoe while action goes on around him.
Oh, good chance here for Lima. Up against the top scorer. Frater puts it in. New Mexico United in front. That's kept in play. Skundrit's the initial effort. Another cross. Headed in! Winner Manova at the dance!
There you saw all the USL Championship teams who have moved on to the 4th round of the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. For the first time, every Cup game is televised on ESPN+. The Hounds will be in Columbus to take on the Crew. The first time ever in a match that counts on Tuesday, so we're looking forward to that. As for league action on Friday, let's go to the highlights and a fun night in Phoenix, I'll put it that way. We're about to see just how fun for the Rising Football Club against Tulsa Roughnecks here in town. Always good to see the Western Conference. We don't see much of them at all. We don't have any crossover matches here in Pittsburgh for the 2nd straight season. How about that long ball direct route?
That was a great cross and great touch.
Now, Paul, it was dollar beer night in Phoenix, I'm told, so there were plenty of refreshments being imbibed. And,
I see now.
There you see one of the season ticket holders. I'm told he promised to chug a beer for every goal that was scored, so I guess the Rising were a little more inspired, as you see here. That's 2-0.
Yep.
And, well, Phoenix Rising showing the form that brought it all the way to the USL Cup final last year.
Who's marking him back here? You know,
apparently nobody. Maybe it's this guy. Intensity.
Oh, he's got a case of beer, I think. Oh.
It looks like he brought his own cans. I don't know what's going on there. Some untoward stuff.
Oh.
Well, that's going to be 3.
That looked like he was offside from the beginning, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, tough to tell, but
kept on going and giving another penalty.
The protest from Tulsa. You don't often see a 5-goal night, so, well, here's 3.
Whoa. Keeper was down on the ground before he kicked it.
So, Phoenix on its way to 5, and
he's still going.
He's worth the price of admission, and then some.
He's
a wide open match, is it not? Phoenix finding runners down the field.
Yeah, it's like 2 guys in the middle just jogging along. Wow.
I often marvel at the high scores out west. I don't know what's going on out west sometimes because matches of the East can be so tight.
He has a big plastic bag there with it's taken to the aluminum recycle place afterwards and making some money on the can.
Well, I hope somebody already called an Uber for him.
And
There's
another one.
The fifth goal for Phoenix Rising, and well, we're seeing some great plays, but Tulsa's taking it on the chin, and this guy's stomach is going to be recovering for many, many days afterward. This was last night, by the way, so I'm assuming maybe he's gotten out of bed by now.
Yeah.
I'm not certain. Those are just the 5 beers that we saw him drink anyway.
And he's watching this game.
Maybe he is. If so, hello, sir, and glad we could provide another chug opportunity for you. Okay, back out east. Swope Park and Charlotte 0-0. No one's chugging any beers there yet. Hartford and St. Louis 1-1. Hartford's getting some points now. They start to play some home matches. They had 8 in a row on the road to start.
Yeah, that's tough to do from the start of the season.
Right, and the champs up 2 on Loudoun United, and NCFC, North Carolina FC, trying to stay in the playoff zone. Look at that. They might be the first team to beat the Rowdies. They had Tampa Bay down.
Yeah.
We've barely seen Tampa Bay trail at all this season outside of that U.S. Open Cup match we just watched, which they lost to Oklahoma City. So Well, there's your fun. There's your facts. Another enjoyable halftime with you here from Highmark Stadium. We will be back for more action. Second half is just minutes away on ESPN+. I'm Matt, he's Paul. We'll be with you on the other side. Stay with us.
Laurel Highlands of southwestern Pennsylvania is now open to the public. Enjoy 18 holes of championship golf with a new island green and fully stocked pro shop. Our clubhouse features a large ballroom for weddings or private parties, 2 restaurants serving delicious food, a sports bar, 2 state-of-the-art golf simulators, and an outdoor patio with gas fire pit and picturesque view. Pleasant Valley Golf Club, now open to the public. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds will be offering their soccer camps this summer with a refreshed focus and new curriculum. The summer camp program is for players aged 4 to 13 and led by RDA coaches with appearances by professional players throughout the week. Each participant will receive a ball, a Riverhounds SC summer soccer t-shirt, and a ticket for the Riverhounds SC game versus Loudoun United FC Friday, August 23rd. Contact the Academy office at 412-325-7238 or register online at riverhounds.com. The Riverhounds are back at Highmark Stadium Saturday, June 22nd, when the New York Red Bulls 2 come to town for a 7 p.m. match at Highmark Stadium. It's going to be a blackout, and the first 1,000 fans receive a free blackout t-shirt courtesy of Image 360. Gates open at 5:30, dollar beers until kickoff. Find out more at riverhounds.com or call 412-865-GOAL.
Should have been a cowboy. Toby Keith and his That's Country Bro Tour 2019. Red Solo Cup. Friday, September 27th, 7:30 at Highmark Stadium. With special guests Clay Walker and Gabby Barrett. Toby Keith. Whiskey for my man. On sale now with Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Trusty Entertainment. Toby Keith and his That's Country Bro Tour.
Just about a minute away from the second half here in Pittsburgh. 1-0 Hounds on Kevin Kerr's 31st career USL Championship goal. Kerr from James is the score sheet as of right now. You'll see that and more in our first half highlights coming up to you. And presented by our friends Vista. Paul Beam on the switches tonight. Want to give him a shout as well. I'm Matt Geico alongside Paul Child. And it has been an aggressive game. He added that, about 3 or 4 years ago? And we are set to go for the second half. From Highmark, Pittsburgh trying to convert a lead here. They haven't had too many first half goals at home so far this season. And Ottawa playing from behind going into the second half. They were trailing against Charlotte last week, but they had made up that deficit and already took a lead, in fact, by the 45th. So, relatively new experience here for Ottawa during this recent run of plum form. An early foul called against Ottawa's Francois as Robbie Mertz got a mouthful of turf and those rubber pellets as he was pulled down.
Yeah, those rubber pellets get everywhere. Crazy.
Those weren't around when you were playing. The artificial turf you played on was like carpet.
Yeah, it
didn't
was.
have the rubber pellets.
It was terrible stuff. AstroTurf, actually.
Right, exactly. Like, AstroTurf, the brand.
You used to take your total layer of skin off you when you slide tackled.
Well, this stuff doesn't do that, but you do have those pellets to deal with, which do get in your shoes and everything. As Bunky Azil will knock that into touch. I'm Matt Geico. The Hall of Famer Paul Child is alongside with me. Gene Klein will be back with us in a couple of weeks. Just a 2-man booth here tonight. Headed backward by Vol Fall, and Dakota Barnathan turns it up the surface for Ottawa. Let's turn it right back.
Nice flick on there from Santos, but Nico couldn't do anything with it. Defender got there first.
Steven Dos Santos has 15 of his 32 USL goals for Ottawa. He scored 5 last year and 10 2 years ago. Dos Santos is not the only Cape Verde native on the field tonight. Also Kevin Oliveira, the attacker for Ottawa. Small island nation well represented tonight.
And this player's wide open over here on the right side.
It's the captain, Haworth. Closed out now by Mertz, but Haworth still sneaks it through, looking for more Sam. And a doubleheader from Toby Adewale. Maryland native sends it back out toward the center circle. Now Onua Obasi turned up the field, then decided to play it negative, and it's back in on the keeper, Callum Irving, third-year member of the Fury. Ottawa Fury began in the North American Soccer League, but came over to USL Championship in 2017. Ryan James has a little bit of time, and it took too much time. He forgot about keeping the ball in bounds.
Yeah, he was looking for the pass and then took his eye off the ball for a split second, and it took a funny bounce and went out of bounds for him. He's been pretty strong first half with those sideline touches and going down the far side, and I look forward to seeing him doing that more in this second half.
Howard runs through him a lot of times over on this near side. Or Sam coming closer to the touchline, what we've seen in this game previously, Ryan James defended that. Gives Pittsburgh a chance to regroup.
Haven't really shown for the ball here for Ottawa. Taking a long time,
Not a lot of vigor from any of the runners for Haworth. Felt bad for him there. He eventually tossed it into more Sam, and he was stripped. Mertz clips it out to the middle third of the pitch. This is Chris Manella threading it through to Haworth. Haworth against James to the byline. James deflects it out, and Ottawa gets the first corner of the second half.
Yep. Ottawa putting some pressure on right away. Obviously being told, hey, let's pick it up a little bit and start pushing up. And hands on the heels at the moment.
Just one corner for Ottawa in the first half, 2 for the Hounds. Haworth, back post, headed wide of the goal. Adewale now Pack. Oh, he might have clotheslined his own man there. My goodness. And Adewale is down and hurt. A blow to the head from Austin Pack. And the referee, Kevin Broadley, pointing to his head, and the signal to athletic trainer Tim Smith, indicating that Adewale, well, he got a bump up high, and he's sitting up. He's actually waving off Tim Smith, but Tim's going to come on over and check him out anyway.
Yeah, he just kind of slapped at him on that. But he had to make his mind up, and
he actually punched his own man right in the face.
Caught him right in the...
It was not a clothesline, it was a straight right jab. Easy for us to chuckle about it, but...
He's laughing about it at the moment, so that's really good. But throw into Ottawa now, and hopefully he'll let him back on.
Of course, Toby has to step off the pitch because he was attended to by the athletic trainer. Here's the throw to Kevin Oliveira. Obasi and Oliveira work the 2-man game in tight quarters.
Now he can come on when the ball's kind of cleared out of the situation, and he's back in position now.
So Toby Adewale, the third-year Hound defender, is okay, it appears. Got punched right in the face by his own keeper. Maybe they'll be laughing about it at training. And Adewale takes a hard bump from his former teammate, Francois. And Francois says no harm there. No ill intent on that one, at least. Adewale is going to pull up his soccer socks and let the keeper Pack handle this restart.
Yeah, that was a little nudge in the back. Perfect timing. Knocked him flying.
It's one of those plays where the player who's fouled already has his momentum going forward, so if he takes a bit of a bump, it's going to go flying. Good sprawl. Mertz from Dos Santos.
Nice job.
Good little ball from Mertz to the captain Forbes, and out wide, Denny Rovira. He'll cross in for Brett. Oh my, Nico Brett had that on a platter, and he could not get the proper flick.
Oh dear. Even not a flick, he just heading it the direction you're running would have been really good. I think you'd have caught, because you'd have been able to get a lot of power on it.
Yeah, maybe you're right. He tried the flick. Perhaps he could have just gone for power.
Yeah, really. That was a great opportunity.
Go against the grain, if
Look,
you will.
He went for a flick instead of kind of like getting some beef on it.
Get your updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for the Hounds or the Fury and click on the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores, plus get reminders on the next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. USL Championship, proud to be part of the ESPN family for the second consecutive year, second straight year with our broadcast on ESPN+. Thrilled to be with you, coast to coast, worldwide. If they had Wi-Fi on the moon, they could probably get the broadcast. Maybe Mars one day. Haworth, little volley here to Manella. Has some time and just gave it up to the Hounds and Adewale. He'll send it a little bit deeper than Brett can handle. Mayor Jaguar, no subs yet in this match. not a terribly hot night. It was a warm afternoon, but it's cooled off nicely here.
It's a beautiful night. Got a pretty good crowd too. It's a lot of people here tonight. It's good to see.
As I said at the open, soccer season's in full stride now in Pittsburgh. 8 of the next 11 in league here at Highmark Stadium. Francois, can he get there? No. Pack dumping the play for a moment. He didn't betray how close it was to him, so Francois just kept running.
That's a good ball. Oh.
Just away from Kevin Kerr was James's ball, pardon me.
Yeah, it was the right idea, it just wasn't on target.
So Oliveira regathers for Ottawa, down 1-0. Ottawa hasn't lost in 6. The Hounds haven't won in 5. Pittsburgh hoping both those streaks end here tonight. They're in position, but last week they led 1-0 at Indy and gave up a couple in the final 20 minutes. So they'll hope to learn from that. Here's Kerr running into some pressure.
Oh.
Played it negatively. Rovira stripped by more Sam. Sam on it.
Offside.
To Oliveira.
Offside, yeah.
And yes, flag up. You're all over these offside calls.
I don't know what it is, and they're a long way away too, and I'm just catching them perfect.
Hey, I'm not going to question it. You're on a heater. I love it. Sometimes I can't quite tell because my eye's on the ball, so I'm not in the position to call offside. I know it's a tough call anyway. I don't envy the assistant referees.
No, it is.
I've officiated youth games, and that's hard enough to call offside. Brett sending it back. He wanted to hook up with Dos Santos, his fellow forward, but not to be. But nearly a river ball from the Fury. And if you're watching from Canada, or you're a fan of the Fury, or you're just not a frequent viewer of Hounds matches, yes, sometimes balls go into the Monongahela River behind us, or behind the pitch from your perspective. Fall leaning in. Ottawa has a hero, Bassi. To Francois, he has a man behind the defense, Oliveira. Slipped in briefly, but then he has to backtrack as the pass was deflected.
It was offside, yeah.
No, the flag is, it's been up forever.
He didn't put it up, he left it late. For some reason, I don't know why, but you could see him hesitating. He wanted to put the flag up and then changed his mind, and I thought he was offside, but I think the referee called it in the end.
So the Fury pressing the issue. There you see Nikola Popovic, 45-year-old Serbian native. Restart for the Hounds. Brett couldn't turn away from pressure, but he'll get to this one with tenacity. Nico Brett on the give to Rovira. Here's Kevin Kerr, but he came from an offside position. Suddenly it's offside palooza in the second half.
Yeah, it's more offsides than first half, I think.
You can expect it from Ottawa here. They're going to be pushing the envelope, pushing players up. Not that they already don't have 3 forwards in it. It's one of the more aggressive sides in the championship. Last year, they played more conservatively. They didn't feel like they had the horses to play this way. But obviously this year, with a record of 6-2-3 coming in, they do have the horsepower to kick it into a different gear. One of those men is tracking this ball, Francois. He's up against 2 Riverhounds. And Francois will win it.
Got 3 of them around him.
Cristiano turning, crossing, but there's the backtracking Dos Santos putting in a defensive shift. You can count on him for that, and he's playing retracted already in this match, but we've seen that a few times at the edge of his own 18, even inside his own penalty area. He's not afraid to put in the effort to clean up, which is probably why he's a favored soul for Bob Lilly over the years. Not only can he score, but he defends too.
Yeah, and he's a big guy too, so he can win a lot of balls in the air as well. And he's dropped even further back. Kerr's pushed in front of him a little bit, and Nico Brett's being the player playing up high.
Just one man pressing right now for the Hounds. Brett nearly had the intercept. He was cursing himself. He couldn't get to the ball from Barnathan just a moment ago. You might have seen it on your device screen. Haworth, he won't get there in time. It's Ryan James sending it ahead. Mertz on the run, but comes up short. Here's Ottawa's Francois, keeping his feet after the challenge from Adewale. Francois against Bunky Azil. 17s come together at the edge of the box, and it trundles out to the Fury.
They swarmed on him like a bunch of bees there. You could see they look like bees.
They're
actually.
Like him. I was going to go there, but you took that one right out of my mouth. But Well, there you see Francois, the effect he has because of his straight line speed. You have to respect it, and as you say, they are swarming.
Yeah, they're really making it difficult for him. It gets frustrating for a player like that after a while, but got to keep it up.
And you've got to know that someone's probably open too on the backside. If there are 2 and 3 men around you, that's only natural. Francois this year has the 3 assists, so hasn't been shy about distributing. Haworth, fall. We haven't heard much from him. Mertz strips Francois, and Francois is spun around and dropped. And a card's come out to Steven Dos Santos.
Must have happened after the play. The ball had gone way before.
I think just excessive force on the challenge. That's my guess there. Francois is a sturdy fire plug of a winger. It takes a lot to send him down to the pitch. I feel like that's a foul. I'm not sure I would have called that a yellow. I know that Francois went violently.
I think that was pretty pathetic, actually. Yellow card. Sorry, but that's a way of it.
Hey, you're paid for your opinion.
No, definitely. I mean, that was look at Bob Lilly. He's saying the same thing here to this 4th official again.
He might have had similar words, in fact, maybe with a few more explicit selections mixed in. All right, so Carl Haworth will have a look here to try to tie it up for Ottawa if he wants to. No, he'll try the cross, and it's a good one, right on the Pack. Austin Pack makes the stop. Barnathan on the header.
It was a great opportunity there. You don't get free headers like that. You've got to find one of the low corners, and he didn't really get over it at all, and he's not a very big player, so maybe that's why.
Barnathan and Mayer Jaguar were in the area. It might have been Mayer Jaguar, a couple of backs up here.
He was at a funny angle, actually, too, and he couldn't really get any power on it to get it to the far post where the space was in the goal.
Well, all Austin Pack could do was get to the spot and hope it was at him, and it was. So Pack, a couple of stops, right into his breadbasket there. The first-year Hound keeper. Keeping a clean sheet so far. Last time out, I regretted I didn't mention during the broadcast, I was so focused on the Hounds and all their chances playing with 10 men 2 weeks ago against Charlotte. That was Austin Pack's first USL clean sheet. So he's got one there. He's got one in US Open Cup play too. This is 4th start. 2 of them previous to this. Hounds haven't given up a goal. Manila, deep ball, too deep for Francois. A couple of flick-on headers, and now a chest from Dos Santos.
There's a handball there, but and the fans all knew it.
The Steel Army was all over that. They're down to our right. And Dos Santos gets tripped by Ward. And Dos Santos knew exactly what to do to draw that foul, and Ward's going to get a yellow. So, in my opinion, 2 yellows that might not have been in other matches, but Kevin Broadley is suddenly going to his pocket more frequently.
Yeah, the players doing some good acting there, actually, both players. Ottawa and
don't get me wrong, that's a foul, but you see Dos Santos watch, he'll spread his stance out.
Yeah, but he knew that
he
play
goes right
was
into the path of the trip.
Exactly, and he was expecting it.
And Dos Santos is known for that in the league. He knows how to contort his body and put himself in position to get fouled. And that's when you're playing with him, you love it. When you're playing against him, you hate it.
Part of the game, though, too, man. You know, you see these situations occurring. If you're in the box or on the top of the box, you've got to take advantage of it if you can. Get your team a free kick or a penalty kick.
Forbes, look at this one, a little creative, but maybe a little too cute. Ryan James was not in the vicinity. Good thought on the through ball off the restart.
Yeah, I think that would have been a real good play if it have got a little bit more bend on it and less pace.
Looked like something I saw in training, in fact, yesterday. So the Hounds trying to mix it up. First substitution of this match. We'll see Kevin Oliveira check out in minute number 62, and Aiden Daniels, 20-year-old Canadian, formerly of the Toronto FC Academy. He'll check in. Aiden Daniels has 11 caps for various levels of, junior levels of international soccer for his home nation. Dos Santos blocks this clear from Mayer Jaguar. Dos Santos to Forbes. Mertz has some room, slid it through, Brett scores!
Yes!
Brett's got it. The Hounds have 2 at home. Say hello to heaven, Nico. And what a little cheeky feed from Robbie Mertz at the edge of the 18.
Yeah, nice spot there. Mertz just pushing that ball between the 2 players, seeing Nico Brett all on his own. And somebody got a deflection there. I think it was a defender. I don't know if it was a defender that got a foot on it, but it still carried on into the net. Perfect ball that's the kind of goals Nico loves to get a hold of. Look, nice move. Keeper got a touch, yeah.
Got a piece. He nearly stopped it, did Callum Irving. But too much pop on that shot. Brett, it went right through the right leg, the right shin.
Yeah, we know Nico anywhere inside that penalty area, in that penalty spot, 6-yard box. He's going to be on them like wildfire, and it's great to see when he's on it. That's a great. That's the first attack I think we've had in the second half. To be honest with you, Matt, we've been playing in this the Riverhounds end most of the second half.
Well, that's a big one, and not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but this would be a really big result for a Hounds team that's been stuck in neutral for almost 2 months. They haven't won in league play, like I mentioned, since April 13th, the home opener. They have a couple of Open Cup wins, but the main goal is to get to the top of the table, and in 14th right now, they have some work to do. So 3 points here would be obviously a key start to that. Nico Brett gets his 3rd goal in league play. That's 5th in all competitions this season. Just his 2nd from open play, though. He's been Mr. Penalty so far for the Hounds. He has 3 of them this year, but that's what we saw from Brett last season, finding some space in the box and not missing when he gets those chances. Here's James's cross, a strong one, but Obasi is on the end of it for Ottawa.
Yeah, Kerr was out there again, but they weren't going to let him get a free header again like in that situation. He was a little bit further out as well.
More Sam runs on. He's going to try to be bunky as Azil.
That's a goal kick.
Oh, they gave a penalty.
What?
A penalty given from Kevin Broadley.
Oh,
Joe Greenspan's
I
protesting.
could not believe that goal.
Bunky Azil obviously in disagreement, and Ottawa's going to have a chance to cut this lead in half. More Sam. I thought maybe even a corner kick, but I didn't think it was going to be a foul call. I
thought it was a goal kick, to be honest
with
you. This is ridiculous.
Where this one might go. Could have been 3 different things there, really. Could have been a goal kick, could have been a corner kick.
Yeah.
There you see Bob Little's reaction.
I know, I can feel it. Boy.
Well, Paul, I know you disagree with this one. We're going to see
He hit the ball, and the player went down. The ball knocked the player over.
I think you're dead on. He catches the ball.
And then he drops
as he
down.
comes through first.
Oh, this is...
So, Kevin Broadley makes a call that might change the tenor of this match. Fall, the German, 26 years old. He's lining up for this. He has 3 goals on the year. Does Fall, one of 4 Ottawa players with 3 or more. Ottawa missed a couple of PKs last week against Charlotte. They're 0 for 2. So it's Fall against Pack. The showdown with the Hounds up 2-0. Fall goes essentially up the middle, catching Pack diving, and the Fury have broken through on a controversial PK. You can hear the fan reaction.
And they should do too. I mean, that is diabolical.
Ball falls 4th, and the Hounds worked hard to build that lead, and now it's down to 1. In that situation, of course, we know keeper in a difficult spot, and Pat Guest, he actually forced a miss in Open Cup play a couple of weeks ago in PK situation, but not here. Brett also here for coming over the top of Carl Haworth.
I hope this referee is a makeup call for that, because that was pretty bad. But anyway, they just got to keep on going and need to put another one in the back of the net, and that would satisfy everybody, I'm sure.
Well, I'll be willing to bet we haven't seen our last goal of this match, just the way that it has played relatively open tonight.
But you know what that kind of thing does to you, though, Matt. You know, it inserts confidence and intensity back into Ottawa that really was just fading as the game was going on.
Forbes seeming to find his footing now. Forbes, Mertz working with Kerr. Turns it up the pitch, gets away from Ward. Kevin Kerr has Mertz, and a heavy touch. Robbie Mertz had visions of turning the corner.
Yeah, I think He chose the wrong leg there. He should have been probably a left-footed touch, but obviously he's primarily right-footed.
Mert scored last week. He had the assist on the Brett goal, which we just talked about. So he has a goal and a helper in his last 2, and would have had a chance for a second goal in as many matches if he could have controlled that. Would have been on his left foot, but still. Sam unable to flag this ball down to the touchline. So the final 20-some-odd minutes should be really interesting here in Pittsburgh. Goals in this game from Kevin Kerr and Nico Brett, so 2 of the usual suspects, pardon the cliche, for the Hounds. And Volfall answers back on a PK, a very generous give, we may say so, on Kevin Broadley's part, but it's a part of the game too. So it's Francois working the left side now. Francois against Adewale, and that cross was easily intercepted by Bunky Azil.
Yeah, that first, it's a shame they blocked that ball because Francois was about 5 yards offside with the first one, and the defender got a touch on it, and then he got back onside.
Here's a chance for a long-range strike back. Oh my, it's in the net. It's a goal. It's 2-2 on the strike from the outside. Pack just muffed it.
Boy, that... see how that penalty kick has changed everything all of a sudden, and this goalkeeper, I don't know what the heck he was thinking there. That was...
That's the sub, Aiden Daniels. I didn't even get a look at the number because I figured it was going to be a save, and it went through Pack's hands and maybe a few inches over the goal line, but it all counts the same.
But he still had a chance to recover, and that's what makes it even worse, you know what I mean? It,
Daniels off of Pack's hands, and oh my, made a mess of it there.
Boy.
It was 2-0, now it's 2-2. And here it's in for Dos Santos. What a crack and a save, but he was offside. And Dos Santos waves his finger, waggles his finger at the assistant referee. I thought we were going to see 3-2 right away. This game has suddenly changed in a hurry.
Yeah, it has really, and it's going to go end to end now because Ottawa obviously is tasting blood and back into it, you know. And as I say, you know, from a result of a penalty kick, changed the momentum for the Ottawa Fury.
Oh boy, here's a dangerous chance here for Ward, but got it right past Kevin Kerr. Daniels gets the goal. Meanwhile, the Hounds go back on the attack. Dos Santos ran through a man. Mertz charging through, and the foul call just outside the arc. And hold on for dear life at the end of this one. Like I said, well, it turned out I was accurate. We hadn't seen our last goal. We went to Ottawa.
Yeah, you were very right. Yeah, but, you know, it's getting exciting by the minute.
And I'll maintain that. I don't think we've seen our last goal yet either.
No, I'd like to see one right now.
So referee Broadley will push back the Ottawa wall. Kerr and Brett for Pittsburgh, Fall and Daniels for Ottawa. 3 of the 4 goals have been scored here in the second half. The last 10 minutes.
Yeah. A good opportunity here. Hopefully they can get the ball down and the wall breaks up and they get an opportunity.
Will it be Kerr or will it be Forbes? Those are your options.
Kerr, he hasn't been taking too many lately, but he looks like he's ready to hit this one.
Will he fancy a go? Kerr. Yeah. No dice. Puts his hands over his face. Jogs back. So a mischance there. Dead on free kick. Inside 25 yards. Does not connect for the Hounds. Kerr. It's really the first hiccup we've seen from Austin Pack in his early Hounds career.
Yep.
And strong, that's why he keeps getting the opportunities, but now he and his team has to regroup from the shock of squandering a 2-0 lead in just a matter of minutes. 3 minutes, in fact. James. Well, Pittsburgh's looked dangerous on the attack here in the second half. It's Kerr in some space. Brett. And back to Forbes. Chips this one to James, cutting into the box. Ryan James, but he's offside.
I don't know what he was trying to do there. But he might have hit it first time back across, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. It was offside. But Hounds trying to pick it up again now. put some pressure back onto the Ottawa Fury.
For Daniels, by the way, his first goal of the season. It's just his second shot of the season, Daniels. And he wasn't expecting to score on that one. I can say that much. Through ball from Dos Santos. Brett's on the run here against Barnathan. And we'll have a foul call against Brett. Pretty obvious one there. Although Nico would disagree.
Oh, now he's giving him a yellow card.
He does have a card out for the shove from behind.
This guy's bad.
Kevin Broadley, we've seen him a couple of times up here, a Charlotte area native. And well, he's not the most popular man in Pittsburgh at the moment.
No, he isn't. This was a foul, but I don't think it was a yellow card again.
Take a look. Well, we've seen now 3 yellows in the second half, and they've all been on similar type borderline plays.
As soon as the player felt Brett touching, he took off and took a dive. But obviously this referee looks at those as being
yellow cards
free kicks.
So 2-2. And Barnathan is still holding his side, and he gestured toward the Hounds bench, actually. He slaps hands with Brett, so it doesn't appear to be any hard feelings between those two, at least. Barnathan spent the last 2 years with Swope Park. In 17, he was coach Nikola Popovich.
There goes Francois.
Francois into the open pasture. Stuck the shot.
That was unfamiliar from Francois. He had to cut that ball back onto his right foot and really took a shot on goal, but kind of that was a...
You're right, that was his move last year, right?
Yeah.
He scored a beauty against North Carolina on the 4th of July. Just that way. Greenspan volleys with his instep. Dos Santos. Oh, for the foul there. He's saying, I'm just letting the guy go by.
Calls are getting crazier and crazier.
And the crowd is responding. Well, the crowd was already up and cheering for the 2-0 lead, and now it's a mixture of disappointment and disbelief. But still plenty of time to go here. A little cutback play from James to Dos Santos, right back to Ryan James. James running on, holds up, right foot across this time, trying to find Kerr again in the box. This time, the Fury defensive. Obasi shanked that clear, and there is the river ball we were alluding to earlier. Down to the final 15 minutes, give and take. I'm Matt Geitka. Paul Child is right alongside with me. It's been a rocky ride here in the second half.
Yeah, it's really changed.
Adewale right through to Bunky Ezio, but he can't get it through Valfal. Francois, and there's Greenspan. Getting to the ball with Sam streaking behind.
Good job there by Greenspan.
Dodgy ball there, and Sam will slide in and take out Forbes, and that'll be against Sam. I could have seen that one going either way.
Me too.
Both teams were protesting. You don't have to see that.
This is one of those referees you just don't know what he's going to call, so you have to continue going, going full speed until.
Sam, remember, he fell on that right wrist awkwardly, and he may have picked it up again. He is still writhing on the pitch, and he'll get attended to. Number 1, Cochran is proud to be the Pittsburgh region's automotive leader. They continue to invest in surrounding communities, serve local charities, and sell more new vehicle brands than any other auto group around. Number 1, Cochran, go one better. And just like last time, Sam takes the punishment, doesn't seem to react right away, and now he, actually it's the left wrist, pardon me, I think it was the right wrist in the first half, so the guy that stepped in there. Next Hounds game is on the road. Well, both in U.S. Open Cup and in league play. Next league game at Atlanta, then the Hounds are back home in a couple of weeks. We hope to see you down here at Highmark Stadium if you didn't make it out this week. New York Red Bulls 2 on the 22nd of June, and then Birmingham Legion to continue a 3-game homestand before the end of the month. And you can watch the Hounds match up against Columbus Crew of MLS in the 4th round of U.S. Open Cup play. That'll be Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, on ESPN+.
It's a local derby.
Yeah, that is actually, funny you mention that, Paul, that is the shortest road trip of the season for the Hounds. And they've been left a little bit on an island here with the, the suspension of play for former Harrisburg City Islanders. They were called Penn FC last year, but they're not playing this season. Rochester used to be a pretty reasonable trip, but not as close as Columbus. Like I said, the first time ever that the two teams will play where it means something. They've played some friendlies, some preseason, some scrimmages, but never anything like this. So looking forward to getting down there now.
No, that'll be
capital of Ohio. See if the Hounds can pull off the upset. Brett running onto this ball, direct route from Bunky Azil, but there's Callum Irving. Columbus is going to be missing some players too. Gold Cup duty, some injuries.
Yeah. Well,
there's a real chance here for Pittsburgh on Tuesday.
Sometimes playing away is good.
I think so too. And it's a pretty veteran squad in Pittsburgh. They'll be able to handle the nerves that come with that. They have not beaten the Hounds as a franchise, that is. Haven't beaten an MLS team since 2002 when they beat the Colorado Rapids down at Bethel Park Stadium in the U.S. Open.
Long time ago.
Yeah, since then 4 losses. It's their first time to play an MLS team since 2015 when they hosted DC United right here. You and I were on the call for that one.
That was a great atmosphere, wasn't it?
It really was.
This place was so full. It was flowing over to the river.
Awesome to see, but the Hounds have to win on the road to give themselves a chance to host a team here. That would be outstanding. So the franchise and so soccer this summer still might be something. A couple of true believers here in the booth tonight is now Bunky Azil in this crazy second half. It's now 2-2.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh scored the first 2. Ottawa the most recent 2.
Settled down a little bit too, Matt, now. And Pittsburgh trying to get some composure now and keep the ball a little bit and create some chances.
There's Forbes, though, on the step 2. Nardo Forbes, there's some room for him. He wanted Dos Santos, but it's headed clear by Mayor Jaguar, and Bunky Azil whistled for the foul, colliding with Fall. Pittsburgh, out of their past 5, they have 4 draws. And they also have, 6 draws total on the season. 4 of them are 2-2. So it's not like you used to call the Lily Special 0-0 in this league. But, it's a little different for Bob's team this year. It seems like when they score, they're a little porous at the back end. But again, the PK changed everything. So
it really did.
It's really tough to blame them too much. And then the keeper gaff. So I feel like out of the 11 players on the field, the 10 outfield players for the Hounds feel pretty good about themselves tonight, but they're locked in a 2-2 score right now. Try to put that out of your mind. Chested down by Sam. More Sam. 6 goals on the year. Sam couldn't cut by James, who provided the help defense.
Great job there by James, supporting his defender there and stole it away from Sam.
But Greenspan couldn't hook up with Kerr, and it's right back in the possession of Ottawa. 81st minute. Yes, it is crunch time at Highmark Stadium. Adewale on the run. Neutralizes Francois. Look at this play from Haworth. Oh, he nearly pulled it off, but Dos Santos takes a swing. It hops to Francois, edge of the 18. James wins the duel. Slid it right through. Dos Santos, good little touch to Kevin Kerr to give him room to run onto it over the midfield stripe. Kerr galloping. Kerr to the outside. Here's a drive right on target by, who was that? Danny Rivera. And
Nico.
Or pardon me, that was Rivera who shot that one from the outside.
Nico Brett there, like holding his head and hitting the post because he knew he should have been on the end of that one.
Or Sam. He's open. Closed down by Bunky Azil. Nutmegs him. Right through to Manella. Now Francois shoots wide into the Steel Army.
Corner kick.
But it was deflected apparently. Mertz put a toe on it. We're about to have a Riverhound sub. And it'll be Kerr out and Christian Voleski, the striker, the veteran striker in this league, checking in. So Kerr, who just had the chance there and elected to give to Danny Rovira down the wing. Now he'll come out in the 82nd, technically 83rd by the time he gets to the touchline. Bolesky, 26-year-old from Nevada, 37 career USL goals, but he's on the defensive now to start his stint tonight.
Players getting on to Santos for some reason. He's supposed to be back defending, and he's still standing up here somewhere.
Haworth on the corner duty. Ottawa captain. There's one there. Ball fall.
Still in play?
It's still in. I thought it was going to go out easily. It spun back a little bit on the deflection, and it's another corner.
It's a corner kick again.
Pretty low to the field here too, so difficult to judge on that type of a play. But well, the Hounds didn't take it for granted. Substitution for Ottawa now. Nana Adakora, pardon me, says hello in the 84th minute. Charlie Ward is done, so it's a defender in for a midfielder, albeit a holding midfielder in Ward. Perhaps that gives you a hint as to where Nikola Popovic is aiming on the road, trying to get a draw here. It'd be one that certainly Ottawa didn't feel like it was going to be able to get just about 20 minutes ago. Haworth to the front door. Vankiazio clears.
Very good job there by Vanki there.
Tommy V, as they call him, hasn't missed a minute yet this season. He played all 900 in league play so far this year. There's an old warhorse back there. Rovira, look at that nifty play. Danny Rovira is starting to feel the confidence at this level.
Yeah, and that's a great ball down the
going
field.
Deep. Bolesky gets on the end. Christian Bolesky fresh into the match. Here's the cross. Oh my, headed away at the last moment. Nico Brett was lurking. And it'll be a corner for the Hounds.
Got to do something with this corner. We've got to try and create a chance here, Matt. It's, you know, we've got about 6 minutes plus overtime, and it's going to be 3 or 4 minutes overtime. But,
we got 5 minutes. Work with it.
Put some pressure in here and try and get on the end of this cross.
We got a bad
to get there. After taking the corner at the other end, he made the saving play for Ottawa. But here's the corner now. Here's a front door play for Mertz that's headed clear by Sam. Rovira, last line of defense here. Sends that one skyward, and no one home for Pittsburgh. They were backing off to get onside. Irving slugs it ahead, and Rovira has to defend this. Wingspan, Naval Academy player to Michigan Wolverine, Robbie Mertz, and right back to Ryan James.
But he get there.
James ahead, Irving attempted fate with that header, and he gives up possession on the throw.
14 in, 4 out.
It's a tough decision on these balls that are bouncing. It's not going the way you normally would. It kind of like holds up, and then keepers are having a real tough time judging.
Here come 2 more reinforcements for Bob Lilly's Pittsburgh Riverhounds Soccer Club. Rovira is out for Noah Frankie. Frankie, his 5th sub appearance of the season, no starts. Dos Santos also will take a breather and take a breath in favor of the rookie midfielder, attacking midfielder Anthony Velarde. Frankie and Velarde in, Dos Santos and Rovira out. It's the kind of game where I wouldn't be surprised by any result here. It's been wacky.
It's a good chance here.
Velarde's in, and his attempted cross comes free to Bolesky. It was blocked. Christian Bolesky had a chance. James leans in, hips it forward, but right to Daniels, who has the equalizer in this match. Sam sending Francois ahead, but here comes Austin back off his line. Read it well.
Confident there. That was a good move by Paquet. No choice and needed to be there, and did a good job.
James gets a second chance and throw it to the boot of Vankiazio. He rolls it back. 7 away from Sam. Mertz and a wallet. Everybody on the ball. Last few minutes here. Trying to break that Lucas drought. That's a 5 in league play. 4 of those have been draws. Just a familiar situation. Velarde held it up. Vankiazio it's Noah Frankie.
He's got some
Frankie,
space in
good
there.
little ball here, and a strike and a save made by Irving on, that was Velarde. Velarde flashed to the ball, he and Frankie teaming up.
Could be a keeper's ball.
Wale assures that it isn't. Ball to Daniels. Wraps it back, swinging leg.
He got away with that one. I thought it was a handball, but the referee missed it again.
Mayor Jaguar simply dumps this to the corner. Greenspan, can he keep it alive? Unable to do so. Couldn't get the foot all the way around it, and he is
They're going to waste as much time they can.
You can tell from the subs, like I said. Ottawa going a little more defensively, and the Hounds are pushing the pedal down here.
You've got to keep them out here right now. And, I think we got about 4 or 5 minutes overtime, really. Matt.
I would imagine. I think
Sam took
3.
Yeah.
It's difficult to project in the midst of the action. This ball's still in. Ottawa didn't think so. And Pittsburgh take advantage and build it up. No, not this time. Fall. Seal stripped it away. Velarde. And that one is handled. So Ottawa sets up over a restart, trying to come all the way back. Fury have had some strong moments this season, but to get a win in this one would be one they remember for a long time. You don't have to come from 2 down on the road to even get a draw. Now they'll have an offensive chance. And guess who? It's Haworth, the captain. And we're in the armband. I feel like he's taken every restart here. Right footer, but James easily gets in the way. 4 minutes, minimum 4 minutes of stoppage time, we're told, is the preliminary indication from the 4th official.
Surprised everybody didn't push up there and catch them offside, but we've got a good situation right now. Mertz has got to keep going there.
Mertz to Velarde. Velarde holding, trying to keep the momentum moving forward here. Forbes. How about that play to keep it alive? Pinardo, Forbes, and he draws the call on the foul. Quick restart. Velarde. Bunky Azil. Robbie Mertz inside here to Valesky. Penalty kick! Penalty kick, and Paul Child, you talked about a makeup call. I'm not saying that was one. But Valesky gets the benefit of the doubt in the 90th minute.
Holy smoke. I had a feeling for some reason, Matt, that this was going to, he's going to call something, because I think he realizes that that call was doubtful.
Might be in the back of his mind. It's trying to be a mind reader, but here's the play. Mertz again setting things up. Mayor Jaguar ends up being the man called for what could be a pivotal foul. One way or another, this is going to be a pivotal moment. And Brett's going to take it. I call him Mr. Penalty. He's already buried 3 this season. 2 in league play, 1 in Open Cup. He'll go up against Callum Irving. And we already told you that 4 minutes will be added on, so even if Brett buries, it's not over yet.
No, not at all. Hopefully he does, gets it on target.
Brett going for his first brace of the season. He'll use that preferred right foot. The Jamaican striker. Nico, Brett is stopped by Irving, rebound, and it's hopping wide. Sent right back into the mix. Valesky turning, the keeper's well out. Irving, Valesky can't find a man open, and he puts it right through to Brett, but he can't get it there. Brett was stopped by Irving, that close to a 3-2 lead and probably a win. Hounds keep it up here. Can they keep going? Cross blocked out from Forbes. Corner kick.
Boy, yeah, you got to put that away. That was
he went
pretty
to
much
the left side, got his foot around it, and Irving full extension.
Irving did a great job there. He spread him. He read the shot right from the kick, though. He took that direction.
Ending out. Not cleared yet. Frankie slides through. Obasi, the Cardinets fall, and that's deep toward the bank of the river again. A throw in here for the Hounds, about halfway through the added time, you would imagine. Bad. Made penalty kick, stop penalty kick. Goalie gaff. We've had a lot of things in the second half. We had a brilliant play from Mertz to Brett to make it 2-0 Hounds, which feels like a year ago at this point. Final sub.
They're wasting time by putting
Ottawa. Yeah, that's to be expected. We'll see Francois checking out, and Prote Mutombola, 20-year-old, will find his way into the heat of the action suddenly. Mutombola, the midfielder. Stoppage time substitution, Francois. Last year Hounds fan favorite. He might get a hand here from some fans who remember him, but Francois was his usual self here tonight. And could not generate a goal, but you never fault the effort from him. Frankie, deep cross, Irving, ranging and punching out for a corner. Irving stumbled for a moment on the back pedal, and James, well, he's been there on the back post once this season to score a big goal late.
An important corner kick right here.
This might be that last chance.
Definitely. He's got to make something of it.
Brett sets it down.
Everybody's up.
It'll be Kenny Forbes. Forbes swings it in and headed clear. Fall used that long-rangey frame of his. First one sent it right back in. Header over the net from Brett, and Irving was marooned. He was trying to get to that ball at the point of attack, and if Brett puts it on frame, it's in the net.
He just needed to flick it on. He was trying to power head it for some reason. The opposite what he was doing the last chance he had, and keeper was in no man's land.
Boy, what a night for Nico, too, because he gets on the board, and it looks like he's about to score his second goal of the game on the PK. He stopped, and there, another chance in stoppage time. Headed forward, Adakora handles it just cleanly enough to dispatch it down the pitch. Austin Pack, he's going to have to go deep with it if the Hounds have a prayer of getting a third.
Look at bodies all over the place.
Toward the midfield, Adewale off of Mutombola. Greenspan. Now Falls header. James lost control here. Mutombola. Might be all Ottawa needs to solve this one away. Bonkiazil. And Awale.
Going to be the last attack for sure.
This is probably it, yes. Referee Broadley has allowed this much. Forbes, Noah Frankie. Forbes, nope, they waited too long. Full time in Pittsburgh. It's a 2-2 final. Really heartbreak for the Hounds. They had this game in the bag.
They really did.
A couple of mistakes, a questionable call, and a misfire on a PK too. Let's be honest about it as well.
Frustrating for Bob Lilly, I'm sure. You know, that's just all started from that crazy penalty kick. Went haywire after that, but exciting game. I got to give that, Matt. It was end to end right there, right up to the finish, and then especially with that penalty kick, got to put those away when you get that opportunity. I know it's a lot of pressure, but you just got to do that.
He's already buried 3 this season, Brett. That's why I figured it was going to be in the back of the net. There you see Ottawa now unbeaten in 7. They continue to hang in the top half of the playoff field, if you want to look ahead that far. The Hounds now with their 7th draw of the season, now 2-2-7. They're winless in 6 in the league. 0-1-5. 0-1-5. 5 of those being draws since that home opening win. Back to wrap it up after this on ESPN+.
Be offering their soccer camps this summer with a refreshed focus and new curriculum. The summer camp program is for players aged 4 to 13 and led by RDA coaches with appearances by professional players throughout the week. Each participant will receive a ball, a Riverhounds SC summer soccer t-shirt, and a ticket for the Riverhounds SC game versus Loudoun United FC Friday, August 23rd. Contact the Academy office at 412-325-7238 or register online at riverhounds.com.
What do you call it when Western Pennsylvania's largest automotive retailer begins selling the region's most popular brand?
Chevrolutionary, which also describes our grand opening offers.
Introducing the all-new #1 Cochran Chevrolet, where you'll find a special 2-year lease on a sporty Trax from just $99 a month. The unequaled Equinox as low as $139 a month, plus $1,000 extra for trades at the all-new #1 Cochran Chevrolet.
Well, there you see it, 2-2 final. Might seem routine on the outside, but this second half especially was anything but. I'm Matt Geiger with Paul Child, putting a bow on, well, a very interesting package that we saw put together here by these two squads. As I mentioned, coming into the match, Paul, going in opposite directions. Well, tonight it looked like it was going to be a reversal of that. We'll go back to the first half for your highlights, and pleasant start for the Hounds here. Mertz to James, and the backdoor cross. There was Kevin Kerr unmarked. Yeah,
Kerr doing a great job there, putting that away and got out of nothing really, and James giving a great cross, and Kevin putting it down hard and low. Here's a great little through pass for Nico Brett. And, keeper got a touch on that one, but it still got the power on the ball and put it away. So you're going to see a better shot from now. Keeper got a right leg on it or shin or something and nearly put it away.
So that was the 62nd minute, and here is the PK that turned the game around.
I mean, it really did. It changed everything, and it went downhill from then for the Hounds. I mean, they still got a tie, but that was a kind of a strange call by the referee, let's put it that way.
Even so, Ottawa didn't really generate a great look after that, counting this one from Aiden Daniels, bobbled by Pack, and as you mentioned, he had a second chance.
I don't know what he was thinking. Why he just didn't dive and hit it out for a corner kick.
He was trying to actually grab it.
Yeah.
Or no, he was actually trying to swing it out, but he just missed it. Flat missed it.
And then here,
Valesky drew the call, another questionable PK, to be quite honest.
Exactly.
Brett takes it. This is the 90th minute, by the way. He stopped, and the rebound spilled out, but the Hounds couldn't pounce. Valesky just couldn't turn it as the Fury swarmed him here, as you'll see at the tail end of that replay. 12 shots for Pittsburgh. Positive stuff on the offensive end. They were able to generate. They didn't win the possession battle, but it was close enough, and they had the majority of the prime chances. You see 6 shots on target. They really tested Callum Irving. And
oh yeah, definitely, and was
they
all
had
over.
They had a lot going for them in this match, and that's why I said heartbreaking at the final whistle, because I really feel like it is for them.
Yeah, that penalty kick would have been the icing on the cake, and would have, nulled everything that happened. The keeper Fazask.
Right.
That was a sad situation for the keeper, because he'd been playing so well, and then doing something so simple as that, and it happens to the best of the goalkeepers, so he has to just get over it and just make sure when he comes back is takes care of everything.
Well, the Hounds will have 2 days to rest before they play Columbus Crew of Major League Soccer down at MAPFRE Stadium. Again, as I've said, all matches in the U.S. Open Cup will be on ESPN+, but in league play, it's just been that type of an early season stretch for the Hounds. Now, as I mentioned, on an 0-1-5 stretch, they keep drawing these matches, and this one the craziest of the bunch. For Paul Child, I'm Matt Geica. We're saying good night from Pittsburgh.
And good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.